Coming up, we caught up with employees at the Conley Marina who are gearing up for their second busy holiday weekend after a fire devastated the resort earlier this year. And the 4th of July is quickly approaching. We talked with local emergency services to find out how you can have a safe celebration this year. And the polling numbers for Democratic candidates in the 2020 election primaries were shaken up after last week's debates.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:33 on Tuesday, July the 2nd. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, it's a holiday week, and if you're planning to do anything towards the end of the week for the 4th of July holiday, you're going to want to plan for a little bit of rain, just like this afternoon. Let's bring Brandon in. And Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. And things are looking a little bit on the foggy side for some this morning, as it has been the last couple of days. But, Will, you're right. We are going to see the chances for some scattered showers and storms this afternoon in the heat of the day, and maybe a little bit beyond that. Let's take a look at current conditions here outside the WYMT studios in Hazard. Fog around, but not as bad as it was yesterday. So that's one saving grace for us. Some dense fog, though, down south near the Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia borders. So be careful of that as you head out this morning. Temperatures very mild and muggy. Temperatures running in the mid to upper 60s and low 70s, depending on where you are. Iced coffee forecast. Well, it's going to be one of those you'll need some today. 87. Might as well grab an extra large one there as you head out the door this morning. And we're going to continue to see the Appcast show that we're going to see those scattered chances for showers and storms pick up this afternoon. So again, just be aware of that. Keep your rain gear handy today. Rest of the forecast on the way here in just a few minutes. Will?
You know, it feels pretty good when Brandon says I'm right. If only I could get Sydney to say the same things every once in a while, we'd be cooking with some fire finally. Thanks, Brandon. Well, in Wayne County, the Conley Marina is preparing for another busy holiday weekend. Just days before Memorial Day, a fire left the marina with heavy damage. As soon as the flames were out, employees got straight to work to bring the resort back to a functional level. They say there really was no other choice. The summer is their busiest time of the year. They reopened a day after the fire and are preparing for the 4th of July.
We started out with a prayer with our crew and started making plans.
Workers say they will start lower priority repairs in the fall during the low peak season. Well, the countdown to the 4th of July is on, and the Prestonsburg Fire Department is preparing their biggest fireworks show. But with fireworks comes danger. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked with the Prestonsburg Fire Chief about safety precautions they take.
The sound of summer brings much joy, but much danger as well.
Safety is the #1 priority.
Prestonsburg Fire Department prepares for 2 weeks for their firework display. Fire Chief Mike Brown says they make training a requirement.
About every 3 years, we make it mandatory that we go back and see if there are any updates or any changes in the manufacturing of the shells or anything that may have changed.
Brown warns people buying fireworks not to buy any commercial grade rounds.
You should not have anything like this that you're buying from a roadside stand.
The outcome could be devastating.
The tube fell over, the shot went through the gentleman's house caught on fire. So that's just one instance of why it's important to follow the safety procedures.
He wants everyone to be extremely cautious.
Go above and beyond with the safety. Make sure you got safety glasses. Make sure you got gloves on. Make sure that you are protected in whatever you're doing.
And he says to sit back and relax Thursday night because
this should be a fantastic show.
The biggest Prestonsburg has seen. In Floyd County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the fireworks display will start at 10 on the evening of the 4th. They will shoot off more than 6,000 rounds and say they have a few surprises up their sleeves. Well, Star City Days will also be going on all day Thursday. It all takes place at the stage in downtown Prestonsburg off of Lake Drive by City Hall. There will be arts and crafts for kids, food, Kona Ice, local breweries, a large community painting, and carnival rides. Local bands include Nicholas Jamerson, Brandon Campbell, and headliner Bedford. Well, with people buying and setting off fireworks this week, many do not realize the effect it can have on animals. WYMT's Lauren McCourt talked with a local veterinarian about how you can keep your pets safe during the holiday festivities.
As we sit in awe watching the fireworks explode, our pets may not enjoy the loud show as much as we do.
Pets do not enjoy looking at fireworks, and they do not enjoy listening to them.
So veterinarians like Chet Ayers are asking people to think of your pets during the 4th of July festivities.
Just like with people, you can have bottle rockets cause eye injuries, you can get thermal burns.
But it's not just physical injuries fireworks can do to your animals.
End up having vomiting or diarrhea or digestive upsets just because of the high stress and anxiety.
It can also cause anxiety, which can lead to them accidentally harming themselves.
A dog broke through a glass window, they were so terrified.
Though we all love to show off our pets,
the main thing is trying to keep them inside.
Keeping them safe should be the main priority. In Perry County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Dr. Ayers also says if you have outdoor animals, the best possible way to keep them safe is to put them in a garage or barn. Well, a Whitley County transportation program is running low on funds, causing fear they may not be able to sustain it. Health Department officials say they started the Healthy Stops program last fall thanks to a $10,000 grant from WellCare. Healthy Stops is a transportation program that picks up anyone in need of a ride to get to doctor's appointments, job interviews, or even court dates. Now the funds are almost out, and officials say they are looking for more funding to sustain the program for those who depend on it.
It affects everybody, every community, every business. It affects our health, it affects our economy. Not having transportation is a serious issue.
Health educator Kathy Lay says that a health department is looking into a potential partnership with court systems or community partners for the needed funding. Well, in national news this morning, Senator Kamala Harris appears to have gotten a bump from last week's presidential Democratic candidate debate. A CNN poll released Monday puts her just 5 points behind former Vice President Joe Biden, who she attacked on stage. Now, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are third and fourth, but despite debating on stage, candidates came together to defend Harris against social media attacks. During last week's debate, Donald Trump Jr., the president's son, drew attention to a conservative commentator who claimed Harris was, quote, not an American black because her black father was from Jamaica and her mother from India. On the campaign trail, Harris has been asked to address her identity before.
Same thing they did to Barack.
How do I describe myself? I describe myself as a proud American. That's how I describe myself.
Well, now on Twitter, Senator Elizabeth Warren called the attacks racist and ugly, and former Vice President Joe Biden called the attacks disgusting and agreed that, quote, the same forces of hatred had questioned former President Barack Obama's citizenship. Well, Iran says it has exceeded its agreed to limit on enriched uranium stockpiles. Iran's claim was confirmed by the United Nations. The announcement marked the first time Tehran has acknowledged breaching its 2015 nuclear agreement. President Trump unilaterally withdrew the U.S. from the agreement last year. A spokesman for the Secretary General urged Tehran to try to salvage the deal.
Action by the Islamic Republic of Iran would not help preserve the plan nor secure the tangible economic benefits for the Iranian people.
Iran says that it will further enrich its uranium starting next week if the European Union fails to offer it a new nuclear deal. To China now, where hundreds of protesters poured into Hong Kong's legislative chamber yesterday. They spray painted walls and tore down pictures of legislative leaders. Protesters are angry at Hong Kong's attempt to change extradition laws. The laws would allow suspects to be sent to China to face trial in the mainland's non-transparent court system.
We have tried to use a peaceful means, but it's unsuccess. Even 2 million people have up to the street to speak out their voice. The government did not respond.
Monday held additional significance since July 1st marks the 22nd anniversary of China taking control of Hong Kong. The cause of a plane crash that killed 10 people near Dallas is still a mystery 2 days after the incident. The private aircraft crashed into a hangar and burst into flames shortly after takeoff on Sunday. Everyone on board, 2 crew members and 8 passengers, were killed. Well, it's 6:41 in the morning. Let's send it on over to Brandon to get a breakdown of what to expect on this foggy start to your Tuesday. Brandon?
Things are pretty quiet now, but we are starting to see some development up to the north, right along I-64 to the north of that up there over into parts of Wayne County, West Virginia. So the atmosphere already trying to fire up a few storms this morning. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s heading out the door. 70 in London, 71 Ashland and Prestonsburg, 70 Moorhead. Everybody else there in the 60s. Jones with a cool spot at 64. You want to hit the pool? I would try to do it early today because those chances for scattered showers and storms will kick in pretty quick as we head into the afternoon hours into the heat of the day. Out the door forecast, we are going to see temperatures climb quickly, especially once the sun gets out from behind that fog. 87 by 2 o'clock. Then as those chances for rain pick up, the temperatures will start to drop. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, we'll have stories that are trending on WYMT.com next. As always, thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. Just ahead, Kentucky lawmakers have made moves to stay in daylight savings time permanently, leaving the old habit of springing forward and falling back behind us. And one World War II veteran has earned a Victory Medal and other high honors, but his latest recognition is not coming from the American government.